This exercise is called Third Little Mouse. I'm going to start with a thumbs up on my cello hand and stick it in the curve of the neck of the cello. In the studio, we call that the parking lot. Then I want you to take your fingers out and put third finger's tip on this second star that you have on your fingerboard. When that is there, I want you to check that your elbow, your wrist, and your pinky joint are in one straight, neutral, comfortable line, so that you could take your bow and balance your bow from the back of your hand out to your elbow. When this happens, you'll notice that the back of my pinky, this big squishy muscle here, is not resting on the shoulder of my cello. It is at least a paper's width above my cello. So I don't want you to dump the weight of your arm onto the shoulder of your cello. Okay, this is another thing from Crystal Boyack's Violin technique. We tap third finger on that higher star and say, "Third little mouse went out to play, gathering little crumbs on the way." Then you take your bow hand and you slide it underneath your cello hand to make sure that it is not resting on the shoulder of the cello. You say, "Out comes pussycat, sleek and fat." And then slide down the fingerboard and say, "Third little mouse went scampering back." And when you scamper back, I want you to let your fingers line up on those tapes that you have on your fingerboard. So from the side, your third little mouse slides down the string and lines up between those two tapes. Then we come back, thumb in the parking lot, second little mouse's turn. Check that your elbow, wrist, and pinky are all in one straight line. Here you can check that your shoulder stays relaxed, that it's not coming up towards your ears. Second little mouse went out to play, gathering little crumbs on the way. Out came pussycat, sleek and fat, just making sure that I'm not resting on the shoulder of my cello. Second little mouse went scampering back, and actually all the mice do, because you want to line up between your two tapes. First little mouse went out to play, gathering little crumbs on the way. Out came pussycat, sleek and fat. First little mouse went scampering back. And you'll notice when you go scampering back, I don't want you to let your elbow drop down behind the shoulder of the cello. You want your elbow basically to stay in the same spot in space. Watch my elbow. It doesn't really drop much. This is an exercise to help your wing stay balanced.